Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the World of Juice Hoops channel, and welcome back to another episode of the San Antonio Spurs rebuild year on NBA 2K24. We just wrapped up the regular season, saw all the awards, finished the playoffs, and saw everything we needed to see from year number one. If you're curious, go back and watch the end of last episode, and you'll see everything we took a look at. We took a look at the stats for the team, and most importantly, we took a look at the prospects. But we'll get to that in a second, as this is the off-season episode. To recap basically what happened, we didn't finish very well. Obviously, we weren't very good this year. That was to be expected. We didn't win Rookie of the Year or Defensive Player of the Year with Victor Wembanyama. We were robbed of Rookie of the Year by Chet Holmgren. But hey, maybe we'll get Defensive Player of the Year at some point, and maybe even MVP, which went to Luka Doncic this year. And then we got to the playoffs. The Raptors, which we are curious about because we have their first round pick, they finished with the 10 seed, but got bumped in the first round of the play-in, so that's good for us. And the Milwaukee Bucks, in what was the weirdest playoffs I've ever seen, 2 7 seeds met in the finals to decide the champion, and it was the Milwaukee Bucks winning 4-2. Giannis gets his second championship. Damian Lillard gets his first. And the Milwaukee Bucks are world champs again. So now it's time to get to the offseason. Let's do just that. Player retirements. Thaddeus Young calling it a career. Rudy Gay, didn't know he was still in the league. Robin Lopez, JaVale McGee, DeAndre Jordan, Jeff Green, Derrick Rose. I'm gonna override Derrick Rose. You're gonna go one more season, D Rose. James Johnson, Patty Mills. Didn't know he was still in the league. I didn't know those guys were still in the league, some of them. And all these veterans, the guys that I grew up watching, like Serge Ibaka and Taj Gibson, guys like that, Patty Mills even, Robin Lopez, Rudy Gay, all these guys were back when I was banging. So those are your retirements for year one. League meetings, we have the sudden death rule. If a game goes into OT, the first team to score in overtime is deemed the winner. No, that's going to be rejected. Thank you. Only one owner voted for yes. I don't know who that owner would have been. Then we got an even split between the modify the goaltending rules, such that once the ball hits the rim, any player can legally make a play on the ball. So they want to get rid of the goaltending rule basically, and they're going to reject that. And then we got the draft lottery, one that's been approved, which is odds of attaining a top 3 pick are based on the team's final record. So the lottery would basically just go up until the top 3 picks, and then whoever was the worst team in the league would get the number 1 pick. Then the second pick would go to the second worst team. The third pick would go to the third worst team. But then 4 through whatever the lottery is, 11 or whatever it is, 15. I forget what it is, 14. Whatever the lottery ends with, then it would just be random draw. So they approved that. I'm actually going to say no to this. I'm going to overturn the vote to rejected, because I don't want to change the league that drastically, even though that probably would benefit us in the near future, like for next season and the year after. But I'm going to reject that for right now. Maybe once we get a little bit deeper into the rebuild, and we want to, like, we're 4, 5, 6 years down the line, and the league's been changed with new players coming in, veteran players are retired, all that kind of stuff, then maybe we can start changing some rules like that. But for right now, we'll keep everything the same. Violations in the key when instated will be called after 5 seconds. That's fine. Rejected like that. And then increase the shot clock to 45 seconds. Rejected. So no changes for the owners in the league. And then the draft lottery. This is the biggest part of the offseason right now. We need to find out where exactly we're picking. If we go to, can we see the stuff, the lottery odds? Okay, we can't see the lottery odds, but last time we looked, we were picking number 4. Where are we going to be picking now? Here it is. The draft lottery. We need to hope that the Bulls pick, or not the Bulls pick, the Spurs pick with the Raptors. You see that pick number 10? We need to hope that that doesn't go to number 5 or higher, because then that goes back to Toronto. So here we go. The number 14 pick in the draft will be the New York Knicks. Another lottery spot, thanks to Dallas. Then the number 13 pick will go to the New Orleans Pelicans. Okay, so 2 picks in, no changes so far. Number 12 will be the Memphis Grizzlies. All right, Hornets are up next at number 11. Will they keep that spot? Yes, they will. 11 is the Charlotte Hornets. Number 10, we're into the top 10 now. This is where the Raptors pick has us. And it will stay at number 10. So that means we will get that pick because Toronto did not move into the top 5. The Celtics have jumped. The Celtics have leapfrogged to the top 4. The Knicks will fall to 9. Oh, we've got our first big change. The Blazers stay at 8. But we know one of the teams that'll be in the top 4 battling with us, mind you. They're battling with us. Number 7 is the Magic, and the Magic will have number 7. Here we go. Number 6 is the Pacers. We have moved. We are into the top 4. That's big. The Thunder have pick 5. Will they stay there? Yes, they will. The Thunder are staying at pick 5 thanks to Houston. The Jazz are at number 4. Will they stay at number 4? Yes, they will. We have a top 3 pick, ladies and gentlemen. A top 3 pick in the NBA draft. What will it be, though? Here's us. Will it stay with the Spurs? It will not stay with the Spurs. We have a top 2 pick in the NBA draft. The Celtics will pick at 3. It's the Wizards and the Spurs. Come on, number 1 pick, number 1 pick, number 1 pick, number 1 pick! The Wizards have the 2nd pick, and the San Antonio Spurs will have the number 1 pick in the NBA draft for the 2nd year in a row. The lottery has been kind to the San Antonio Spurs for the 2nd year going. Oh, baby. The number 1 pick in the NBA draft is held by the San Antonio Spurs. We also have the 10th pick thanks to Toronto. That is the rest of the way that the lottery and the draft will play out, unless there's trades, obviously. But the number 1 pick in the NBA draft for the 2nd year running is the San Antonio Spurs. How do you like that? That's insane. That is honestly insane. I did not think that was going to happen that way. You can tell this is the first time I've played French, or my GM or whatever, it's my staff or whatever it's called. Or my NBA errors, I think is what the mode's called, because of the pop-ups and stuff. All right, are we going to change head coach? I think we're going to ride with the Pop. We're going to ride with Popovich. We're going to stick with everybody else. I would assume our head scout, we probably should find a new head scout, shouldn't we? In case we need to offer some actual like studly players. So let's look for influence, basketball IQ, legwork, analytics. Do we want a guy that has good analytics? Some guys that have potential, high potential. Garrison Green, he has good potential, but his analytics are 2.5 star. His influence is 3 star though. Clarence Nash also has some good stuff. His analytics are 2 star. His potential is very good. His IQ is high. It's not as high as Garrison Green though. I might go with Garrison Green. We might offer Garrison Green a little bit of a contract here. And he's our new head scout, so there we go. Head scout, Garrison Green. I'll take that. And that's probably going to be the only signing we make because I am going to keep Popovich. So, should we fire Mitch Johnson? Mitch? We'll keep our coaches the same. It's fine. It is what it is. Let's go to the draft combine here. So now that we have the number 1 overall pick in the NBA draft, is there anybody that we are going to send to like private workouts or anything? We can take a look at some interesting stuff here, but this just tells you like some physical stuff. I'm not super concerned about individual physicals. How did Julio Cruz though? He ran a 3.14 3/4 sprint. He had a 38-inch vertical, which is not the highest. Christian Henderson looks like had the highest. What's his comp? His comp is something. He's not that good of a player. Just because he can jump high. Julio Cruz is probably our guy. How did our guy Danny Reynolds do? Danny Reynolds looks pretty good. He's John Stockton. If he's John Stockton Hall of Fame, his playmaking should probably be a little bit higher, shouldn't it? But those are the guys I'm leaning towards. So pre-draft workouts. We're obviously going to send Julio Cruz to pre-draft workouts. We don't have to send Danny Reynolds to pre-draft workouts because we already know 100% about him, so we don't need to learn any more about him. I'm already pretty much sold on him. But I will send Jimmy Vega, and I will send... How many can I send? Does it say? I don't know how it says. I'll just keep picking guys until it tells me. So I also want to know a little bit about Mikey Bryant, right? Was Mikey Bryant? Yeah, it's definitely Mikey Bryant. Okay, so I want to know a little bit more about Mikey Bryant. I want to know about... I should probably do some guys in the second round, or projected to go a little bit later. Like maybe Brian Cameron, who looks to be pretty solid. He's got decent inside scoring, inside-outside scoring. His athleticism's pretty good. What about Anthony Santos? Nah, not really. Tavon Wright, Tyreek Brown. Ooh, Tyreek Brown III has quite the torch on him. We're going to send him to private workout, or to the scoring or whatever, the pre-draft workouts. Nafali Flores is a good perimeter defender. Scooter Berry. Looking for guys that are pretty well-rounded here. Darrell Washington. He can't really defend. He's not a good defender. But he's Trey Halfcourt. What a name that is. Oscar Santiago. There's O'Shea Bantam. We've talked about him previously. Cedric E. King. Will Freeman. Will Freeman looks pretty good defensively. He can't shoot he can't go inside whatsoever, but he can do everything else really, really well. I'm curious about Will Freeman, that's for sure. What about Jamel Dampierre? Also looks pretty good. Okay, so we're finding some guys down here. I don't know how many we can add to this pre-draft workout thing, but we're going to work out as many people as we can. Quentin Reese. Quentin Reese looks like another one of those guys that does everything well. Another big center, but we don't really need centers at this point. Amani Richards. We'll send him to pre-draft workouts. Abi Sacchetti. Maybe. A lot of centers. We're not interested in centers because we're going to get a center probably in this draft. Jermaine Iske. Or Iske? I think it's Iske would be pronounced, I would assume. Pierre Piccoli. Looks okay. How tall is he? 6'6"? Jamie Russo, Hugh Garris, Najee Alexandris. Doesn't look amazing. Cappy Singh, Bo Mallet. Who else is looking good? Martin Rhodes doesn't look that good. We're not really finding anybody else that looks fantastic. But I mean, to be fair, we are down in like the 60s and stuff for projections. So let's go back up a little bit higher. Go back up a little bit higher. Keep looking at some guards. We'll throw Mitch Lawson-Wade on there. Can I add anybody else? Okay, I can. So we'll look for Adam Hare. And I'll throw in Tashawn Marbury just because he's the #1 overall pick. Or at least he was projected to go #1 overall. Brian Cameron we looked at. Who else do we want to look at here? We want to look at Sheldon Benjamin, probably not. Eddie Cologne? Yeah, we'll throw Eddie Cologne in there. Oh, we can't. Okay, so we've used all of our guys, or all of our workouts. So let's advance. Ooh, okay, so we know some good stuff about these guys. We know some good stuff about them. Jimmy Vega. What's his comp? His comp is Jerry West. Amani Richards is Rajon Rondo. Bam Adebayo. David Thompson. Dolph Shays. Dwayne Wade. Elton Brand. Clark Kellogg. We know that he's Shaq. Mikey Bryant is Hall of Fame. Just straight up Hall of Fame. And then Bradley Beal. So we got some nasty players in this class. I like it. I like it a lot. It's going to make our draft choices very difficult. And here we are. It is the NBA draft. It is the NBA draft, ladies and gentlemen. It's time. We know for a fact that Julio Cruz is an 85 overall. We know that Mikey Bryant's an 83. We know that Jimmy Vega's an 82, who looks really, really good. And then Danny Reynolds is an 81. Did we get guys that are 100% scouted? So we got these guys that are 100% scouted. Marbury is only 79. Freeman looks decent. Freeman was comped at Elton Brand. Brown is Bradley Beal. Mikey Bryant's picked 25. Can we trade back into the first round and get Mikey Bryant? But he's a 7-foot center or a 7-foot power forward. We don't need a 7-foot power forward. We don't really need a 7-foot power forward, do we? This is going to be interesting. I mean, obviously we're taking Julio Cruz. That's out of the question. But who do we take with this other pick? Do we take Danny Reynolds? Do we take Jimmy Vega? Do we trade up to take Jimmy Vega? Do we come in and get Mikey Bryant because he's guaranteed Hall of Fame? I mean, so is Jimmy Vega and so is Danny Reynolds. But I mean, there's quite. I mean, this guy even looks pretty good because he's got Dwayne Wade comp. He looks pretty decent too. And he's a 6'10" shooting guard. Are you kidding me? But I mean, it's guaranteed Julio Cruz. So let's get to the NBA draft and let's see where this plays out. Welcome to the NBA draft here in 2024. Another generational prospect is on the board, and the Spurs have the pick. It makes sense. But we wouldn't be smart if we weren't doing our due diligence here and taking a look at these trade offers. So the Jazz want to trade for pick number 1. They want to give me pick number 4 and Lauri Markkanen. We'd also have to give up a 2025 first-round pick. The Magic would give me Franz Wagner and Cole Anthony. And then the Rockets would give me a 2026 first-rounder and Alperen Şengün, which is not that bad of a deal. But I like this deal, but I'm not going to do it. I mean, we would still pick in the top 5, but Julio Cruz would be off the board, I would assume, by pick 4, even though we would be getting Lauri Markkanen. I think it's smart to stick and pick with what's-his-face. I think it's smart to stick and pick here. Choose prospect, Julio Cruz. He's clearly the best player in the draft. He's got Shaquille O'Neal. He's got no significant weaknesses, and he is a 3-shooter. So he's got Shaquille O'Neal as his comp, plus he's got a 3-ball, and he's got A+ potential. I mean, this is clearly the best player in the draft. So yes, we do want to take Julio Cruz with the number 1 overall pick in the NBA draft. Welcome to San Antonio. And now we have 2 7+ centers on this roster. It's unclear if Victor Wembanyama will sign a new contract after next season, so the Spurs play it smart and draft Julio Cruz an insurance policy just in case. I don't care. I'm signing both of them. The Washington Wizards are now up, and they will take KJ Lewis, 6'8" small forward out of Duke. The Wizards told me heading into the draft that they were after a small forward that can outmuscle his opponent. Lewis fits the bill. Strongest small forward in the class. Okay. The Celtics are up next. And the Boston What? The Boston Celtics will take Danny Reynolds, our guy, number 3rd in the draft. Wow. The Boston Celtics have taken Danny Reynolds. Scouts love Danny Reynolds' ability to play in the passing lane thanks to his 7'11" wingspan, best amongst all point guards in the draft. That is insane that Danny Reynolds gets taken there. Well, now we need to trade in to get Vega. We need to trade in to get Vega. We need to come with a point guard in this draft class. And I don't think that there is if we go to the prospect scouting, I don't think there's another point guard that I like other than these two. I mean, Denzel Jones is Tony Parker, which wouldn't be bad, but Jimmy Vega's got to be our guy. He's got to be our guy. So we need to trade into the 4th pick because I don't want anybody else taking him. So we need to go to Utah. The Celtics, I didn't think they were going to do that. That's for sure. We need to come away with the 4th overall pick. It's going to be a little difficult, but I'll give them pick number 10. They're not interested in the trade, but they want Julio Cruz and a first-round pick unprotected from Atlanta, and they'll give me Lauri Markkanen. Why do you want to trade Lauri Markkanen? I don't want to I love Lauri Markkanen, but I don't want him. I will also give you a first-round pick in 2027 from Atlanta. It was involved in a previous trade. I can't do that. Okay. I will give you... the Hawks first-round pick in 2025 because that's probably going to be... I'm not going to give you Julio Cruz. I don't want Lauri Markkanen. I do want Lauri Markkanen, but I'm not going to give up Cruz to do that. I guess I'll give you... I can't trade him Sohan because he's on an expired contract. I can give you Kevin Huerter if you want a player so bad. You're asking me to give away a valuable asset in the 2024 first-round pick. I understand, but this needs to be what happens here. This needs to be our draft pick. So I'll give you your own second-round pick back. I'll give you a bunch of second-round picks. It's still too valuable. I'm not going to give you a Julio Cruz. So we need to find a way to make this work. I can't trade Osman because he's not on contract. I can't trade anybody down here because they're not on contract. Kessler Edwards probably doesn't have any value, and he can't even get... Sissoko's got 1.5 star. I guess I can give them... Bassie. And that's done. Bassie got the deal done. So the Utah Jazz have traded us the pick. San Antonio Spurs are on the clock. 9 offers. I mean, I might as well take a look at them. See if the Utah Jazz want their pick back. They'll give me Markkanen and Bassie. Anything interesting? There's a couple interesting things, but nothing I'm going to take. Because we are going to stick and pick with... Ooh, Mikey Bryant. Forgot about Mikey Bryant. No, we have to come with a point guard. Even though Mikey Bryant says he's Hall of Fame, which he probably is, he's probably going to be an amazing player. He can shoot the 3-ball. He can go inside. He can post defend. He can rebound. It's Jimmy Vega. It's pretty simple. B-plus potential is a little disappointing, but he's got the 3-ball. He's got the post defense, the rebounding, the inside scoring. The only thing he can't really do is perimeter defend, which is a little bit concerning, but Jimmy Vega's our guy. With the 4th pick in the NBA draft, the San Antonio Spurs select 6'7" point guard out of Puerto Rico, Jimmy Vega. He's a player we don't know a lot about. You have to hope the Spurs did their homework on him. I did my homework. Don't you worry. Don't you worry, child. Chris Miller, 6'9" small forward from Maryland, heading to OKC. Okay. Indiana Pacers will take Tashawn Marbury out of Montana. He was the consensus #1 pick. And he's going to team up with Tyrese Halliburton and Pascal Siakam, although Pascal's not there yet. The Orlando Magic take Ryan Atlow, 6'8" small forward out of Army, which is a weird college to see in basketball, but hey, whatever. He led the nation in scoring, it said. The Trailblazers will take Mikey Bryant, the Hall of Fame power forward from Oregon. Mikey Bryant's ankle has been an entire narrative. Ooh, his ankle. Maybe it's a good thing we didn't take him if I didn't know about his ankle. That's interesting. He might have a Greg Oden type of career, although Greg Oden's knees were his problem. The New York Knicks take Rico Vega, maybe Jimmy Vega's brother, I don't know. He had the quickest acceleration and top speed of any player in the draft. Okay. And the Utah Jazz, picking where we were going to pick, they take Dizelle Jones out of Duke. All right. Charlotte Hornets at 11 take Adam Heyer. He was the guy that was Dwayne Wade, the 6'10" shooting guard. I think he was Dwayne Wade. The Grizzlies take Adrian Pagnotti out of Australia. Pelicans will take Jesse Lewis from Duke. Mitch Lawson-Wade from Mexico goes to the Knicks, so the Knicks get a couple of decent players. Jonathan Boozer, 7'3" center out of Michigan, heads to Houston to team up with Alperen Sengun and Jalen Green. Brian Cameron from the Ohio State University goes to Phoenix. And then we got the Miami Heat trading their pick for Julius Randle. Julius Randle will head to South Beach to team up with Jimmy Butler and Bam and Tyler Hero, and the Knicks get a 3rd draft pick out of it, and they take a center, Joseph Jab, from Kansas. The Cavs will take Gustavo Santos de Oliveira from UCLA, Julio Cruz's teammate. Oklahoma City will take William Jordan out of Houston. Number 20 pick is the Champions, and they take Anthony Santos from Temple, small forward. The Timberwolves take Trayvon Wright from Stanford, point guard. The Bulls are up next. They take Abel Kim, 7'5" center from Sacramento State. The Sixers take Azat Khurana. I don't know how to pronounce his name. I apologize. He's from India, and he's a shooting guard, and the Sixers got him. He's a 5-star All-American recruit. Kwon Ingwin from Japan heads to the Nuggets with the 24th pick. The Pacers are up next at 25. They will take Warren Justice from Cincinnati. And the Celtics are up next. They already took our guy, Danny Reynolds. They take O'Shea Bantam with their next pick. The Hawks have Abi Saketti from Villanova's is a good basketball college. Tyreek Brown III, I was hoping he'd fall to the second round. He doesn't. He had himself a torch on him, and he will go to the Knicks. The Knicks are getting quite the draft. And Folly Flores from the Dominican Republic heads to New Orleans. The Detroit Pistons are going to Oscar Santiago from Syracuse. We are into the second round now. The Knicks have back-to-back picks. They take Caleb DeCoral. Can we possibly trade with the Knicks here? Although I want to see if there's anybody worth taking. So I need to see... Can I see who's left on the board? I don't think I can see who's left on the board. Possibly. No, I can't see who's left, can I? That's annoying. But if I go by this, then we should be able to see some of the guys that are still left on the board. So I think Longy's still left. Or did he get taken? I don't remember. Eddie Cologne's still on the board. Tyreek Brown just got drafted. Darrell Washington's still available. He's a point guard. We could look for a wing. That's probably the move that we take in the second round. We probably look for some sort of small forward type player that can play a little shooting guard maybe. I don't know if there's anybody out there that's like that, but... Oh, there's Will Freeman. I forgot about Will Freeman. He might be our guy. As long as he doesn't get taken. Okay, we'll keep an eye on Will Freeman. And Honest Longy does get taken, so India's got a couple draft picks. Messina goes to the Magic. Then you got Scooter Berry, big body dude, looks like Charles Barkley, going to Phoenix. China gets Yi. Zhao Queen Yi, I don't know. He goes to Milwaukee, or goes to Philadelphia. Cedric E. King heads to heads to Milwaukee from Sacramento State. Will Freeman heads to Charlotte, the guy that we were keeping an eye on, although I don't know when we pick. Quincy Pay, Eddie Cologne, Darrell Washington, there goes Sheldon Benjamin. He was supposed to go first round, or at least he was mocked first round to us. Pierre Piccoli, where are we picking at? Jabari Brown, Quentin Reese. We got to be picking here pretty soon, right? There we go. Martin Rhodes, Chauncey Kittles, Gregory Ollie. All right. So anybody that's left, who's left on the board? So we got Drew Perry, but he looks trash. We got Karan Adams, Najee Alexandris. We looked at this guy a little bit. He's a power forward and center. Rex Murray, Jesse Brown, point guard out of Connecticut, or out of UConn. Bill Bradley, Max Bosch. Okay, we're probably not going to take a big man, so let's just focus on, like, small forward shooting guards. Who's available at the shooting guard, small forward position? It doesn't look like there's a ton of great talent available. We might have to take a flyer on it, but to be fair, this is like the second to last pick in the draft, so it's not shocking. Hugh Garris, 6'8" out of Serbia. He has C+ potential. Todd Landry, I don't really know where we go with this one. Gene Maxwell's got some inside scoring. George Lawson, Thomas Manning, doesn't look that good. I don't think we're going to be finding anybody this good down the board. There's not going to be anybody down the board. We're not going to take, that's just be a waste of picks. So it's probably, who's it got to be? I don't even know. I mean, Rex Murray's got B- potential, which is better than other people. Bill Bradley's got A+ potential, or A+ athleticism, I mean. But he doesn't look like he can do anything that great. He's David Thompson Hall of Fame. That's intriguing. What is Hugh Garris? Darius Miles starter? None of these guys are a comp to anybody, at least that we know of. Steve Kerr starter. Bill Bradley is comped at David Thompson Hall of Fame. Must focus on his fundamentals, poor playmaker, and he's a poor offensive anticipation. But he's extremely smooth on the court, could develop into an all-star someday with good potential, and he's got good lower body strength. What's his potential? It's a B. I think we're going to take Bill Bradley here. Bill Bradley will be the second to last pick, 6'5" shooting guard out of USC. And the final pick will be Frank Marion out of Georgia Tech. So I think we came away with quite the draft class. I do think that. We came away with Julio Cruz, who is by far the best player in the class. We've got Jimmy Vega. I mean, I was going to take Danny Reynolds at 10. I felt like that would have been a solid spot to take him, but the Celtics jumped up and snatched him. But then we come away with Jimmy Vega, who is a little bit of a wild card, but I think he's going to be quite the player. And he's probably going to start right away at point guard for us. And then we got Mikey Bryant, who I did like. I did like a lot. He had that Hall of Fame potential, but he's got the ankle. We'll have to keep an eye on him, see if he sticks with that injury. We're going to sign all 3 of our prospects, our draft picks. And, yeah, we will go into team player options here. We will accept the options on Malachi and Jeremy. And LeBron has declined his player option. So has Paul George. A couple guys have accepted theirs, obviously, their 2-year team option. Jalen Duren has declined his 2-year team option. OG Anunoby, D'Angelo Russell. All right, there could be some guys here for us. I don't know how much money we're going to have, but qualifying offers, we will extend the qualifying offer to Kessler Edwards. And then we go to the moratorium period. Here we go. LeBron James, Paul George, Tyrese Maxey, James Harden, Pascal, Nicholas Claxton. Okay, let's just get a feel for the team. Let's get a feel for the squad. So we've got ourselves Victor, we've got Jaren, we've got Julio Cruz, Keldon, Vega, Vassell, Sohan. Can we see my coaching game plan? Okay, I can't see that just yet. I was hoping I could, but so point guard's gonna be Vega. Shooting guard's gonna, as of right now, be Devin Vassell. Small forward as of right now is Keldon. Power forward is Jeremy. Or Jaren, not Jeremy. And then Victor's the center, but Julio Cruz needs to start. So, and he's actually got a better 3-ball than Victor does. Because he's got that, he's Shaq with the 3-ball. So, how do we get this to work? How do we get this to work? Do we make Victor Wembanyama a small forward and run the biggest lineup of all time? Let me quick edit him into a small forward. What does that turn his overall into? A point guard, he's a 78. Shooting guard, he's an 83. He's an 86 at small forward. Power forward, 86. 87 at center. He's going to be a small forward for us. Confirmed changes. Victor Wembanyama is a small forward for this season. We're going to make his... hold on, let me... That's not the one I wanted to change. Oh, yeah, it is the one I wanted to change. Okay. So we're going to make his secondary position center, obviously. Everybody needs a secondary position. So Trey Jones will be shooting guard. Jaren's a center. Julio's a power forward. Bill Bradley's a small forward. Okay, everybody's got a secondary position. This is going to be the craziest season of all time. Because Victor will play small forward for us. Jaren will be a power forward. And then Cruz will be the center. So we need to figure out what else we're going to do. Oh, well, we need a center, that's for sure. Who's a center that's not going to cost too much? Can I afford Jalen Duren? I don't think I should be able to afford him, and I can't. We don't really need Jalen Duren anyway. We need a backup that's good enough to get some minutes because we don't have crazy amounts of money. So Christian Wood would fit that, but we can't pay Christian Wood. Who else fits the bill here? James Wiseman, you're really asking for that much money? Are you crazy? Are you actually crazy? Ooh, Poku. There's gotta be somebody that I like. Why does Thomas Bryant have A-3? Since when did Thomas Bryant be able to shoot a 3-ball? I don't remember that. I'll offer him a contract, though. He could be a nice center for us. And then we also need probably some sort of shooting guard. Some sort of extra shooting guard. Who's a guy that's going to absolutely cook the 3-ball? Pierre Piccoli did not get signed by whatever team drafted him. Very interesting. We could bring in another young guy. And there's Will Freeman. Will Freeman didn't get picked up either. Oh. Oh. Hello, Mr. Freeman. I gotta offer him a contract. I mean, are you kidding me? I wanted him in the first place. Lonnie Walker is very interesting. I like the idea of Lonnie Walker because he can hit a little bit of a three. But I can't really afford him. We'll offer that contract. He's declined it. Okay. Okay, Lonnie. I see how it is. Here's the recap screen. So Thomas Bryant and Will Freeman are going to accept. We're going to renounce the rights on Chetty Osman. We're going to renounce the rights on Sandro. We'll keep the rights on Nerlens, just in case. All right, so we'll go back to the three ball. Piccoli has one of the best three shots in the game. That's very intriguing. I mean, I looked at him. He looked interesting. And it looks like we might be able to get him. He's decided to sign with the Kings. Okay. I respect the game. I respect it. Jay Crowder, Luke Kennard. We need to go for specifically shooting guards, though, I would think. Malik Monk. Maybe we go Malik. I kind of want a guy that's not only good at the three-point line, but also a guy that can get inside. And there's not too many guys that can do that, except for like Lonnie Walker and Malik Monk and guys like that. Maybe even Luke Kennard, but I don't really want Luke Kennard. Maybe we should go for Malik. At least I'll offer him a contract. Oh, I can't. Oh, he wants a lot of money. Oh, Malik. I didn't realize he wanted that much money. I apologize. 24 million? You serious? I wish that Lonnie Walker didn't reject us. He's declined. Stop declining me. I want to offer you money. Quincy Pay. That's one of the rookies. He's declined as well. Why is everybody being so stingy with their money? You're not going to get a job if you're so stingy with your money or with your contracts. Thomas Bryant, you don't have enough room to sign him. Oh, it's because we signed Will Freeman, isn't it? It's because we signed Will Freeman. We don't have enough money. But everybody goes. So we have Maxey re-signing with the Sixers, to be expected. Klay Thompson is signed with the Magic. Osman signs with the Blazers. Anunoby signs with the Knicks. George goes to L.A. Paul George. You got Gordon Hayward going back to Charlotte. Obi Toppin signing with the Pacers again. Oladipo's with the Rockets. Claxton re-signs with the Suns on a max. Pascal re-signs with the Raptors. And Duren re-signs with the Pistons, which is what I expected. Where is LeBron James? Did he not sign anywhere? He signed somewhere, probably back with the Lakers, I would guess. Okay, so our team now looks like Vega at point guard, Vassell at shooting guard, Wembanyama at small forward, Jackson, and we also picked up Freeman at power forward, and then Julio Cruz at center. So what I might do is just make Will Freeman a center power forward instead of a power forward center. All right, where's Will Freeman at? Let's make him center power forward instead of power forward center to back up back up Cruz. And then we've got two good power forwards, or two good enough power forwards. Our small forward spot is weird. Our shooting guard spot is weird. And then we got Vega. But we don't have any money. There's LeBron. He didn't sign anywhere yet. And there's Harden and Malik Monk. I would offer Malik Monk, but he wants too much money. He wants far too much money. I'll keep going to see where these guys sign. We renounced the rights on those two guys. We have, how much money? Can I see how much money we have? We have 1.14 million. So we can sign somebody on the minimum. But our roster's looking pretty good. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We have 12 guys. That's a good enough roster for right now. Where's LeBron going to go? Who's his offers? His offers are the Clippers on a one-year deal, the Thunder, the Warriors. Oh, it'd be hilarious if he went to the Warriors. Absolutely hilarious. Can I offer LeBron a minimum contract? I want to offer Malik Monk a contract. I think he would fit in really well with our team, but he just wants too much money. And he's being very stingy. All these guys are being very stingy, not signing anywhere. We are on day 7, and these guys, LeBron's money is going down because he's realizing he's not signing anywhere. Are they going to pick up a job? Or is LeBron going to be a free agent? We have ended free agency. I don't know if LeBron signed anywhere. Player progression. Wemby goes up to an 89. Jackson stays in 86. That's a little upsetting. Cruz 84. Vassell's up to an 83. I think he was already an 83 though. Vega's 82. Johnson 82. Sohan 80. Jones 77. Malachi goes up. That's nice. Like to see that. All right, we got a weird team. We've got a weird team. A lot of point guards. A lot of guards in general. But I like the squad. I like the squad a lot. Summer League, All-Star City Selections, Summits. Let's advance to the next season so we can see a look at our lineup here. That's what I care about. I care about the good old-fashioned lineup. And we will find some sort of new draft class. So I will load it in. I'll search by content name, and we'll go like fake or something. I don't know. Let's do that. What are some good fake ones? 2011 fake players fixed. Fake full draft. There's got to be one with like some crazy downloads, right? I guess not. Maybe if we search fictional, maybe that's better. Fictional. Maybe that'll work a little bit better. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Now we got some high elite fictional year 1. That has 8,000 downloads. What's that one look like? Does that have the same players? Is that the one I picked already? I guess we'll find out. That could very well be the one with Julio Cruz and all those guys in it. So let's quickly take a look before we get too far. Oh, it's got Mac Yang. Okay, so it's got some guys in it. Wilson Wright, Mac Yang, who's a 7'5" center. J.P. Kemp, Jamal Jackson, but Jamal's capitalized. All Jamal's capitalized. Amari Rose, Brett Walker, Dwayne Jones, Boss Cook. Okay. There's some players in this class. I will just go and change this. Let me just edit this player so that his name is not Cap. Oh, God, he is a beefy boy. Let's just change this so it's a little bit lowercase. Jamal, you know what? Let's give him 2 A's in Jamal. Might as well. Keep changes. There we go. Yeah, sure. Add the storylines. I don't care. That's a big guy. 7'2", 300 pounds. Good God. All right, so this is going to be the draft class for year number 2. I don't know what we're going to need. I kind of like Amari Rose. Look at him. He's got 6'2", 997, point guard. Looks could be pretty decent. Norm Nixon. We don't know about him yet. Mac Yang, no. Wilson Wright, no. All right, we don't know about a lot of these guys just yet, but we'll learn about them as the season goes on. Let me take a look at this lineup, though. Vega at point guard. Vassell at shooting guard, Wembanyama at small forward, Jaren at power forward, Julio Cruz at center, Keldon off the bench with Sohan, Trey Jones, Malachi, and Will Freeman. And then Austin Rivers. Who's Austin Rivers? Why do we have Austin Rivers on the team? They must have signed him for us. Bill Brad. I realized I said who's Austin Rivers. I know who Austin Rivers is. So we've got Rivers, Vlatko Konkar, Bill Bradley. I mean, we brought in Bill Bradley as our youngster who is in the second round. I kind of want him to play. I would prefer seeing what Bill Bradley has to offer. Same deal with Sissoko, but he doesn't really fit the bill. So this is a weird team. It's a good team, at least on paper. You got a young point guard, got a young center who's got Shaq as his comp with a 3-ball, though. It's going to be quite the season, too. It is going to be quite the season, too. You guys do not want to miss out on it. We have only one first-round pick this year because we traded that Atlanta Hawks pick to get Vega. And then we don't have a first-round pick in 2026 because they traded it to get Jaren Jackson Jr. So we might not be caring about the draft too much. But who cares about the draft when hopefully we're going to be pretty good? Upcoming free agents, Tatum. So LeBron did re-sign. Oh, he signed with the Raptors. We got LeBronto. A 1-year, $51 million deal. LeBronto is a real thing. That's kind of crazy, actually. But I do want to see our finances here. So, not team finances. Finances, salary cap breakdown. So, we are negative money. But that's because we're paying Devin Vassell a max contract, which I don't necessarily like that much. Jaren's getting a lot of money. Keldon's getting a lot of money. Victor and Julio Cruz are getting paid a lot. That Vassell contract is very interesting. It's very interesting. He's making a lot of money, and he's not really as good as we might want him to be. I see some interesting players, though. One in particular is Mr. Desmond Bane. Now that is quite the interesting offer. I like that a lot. What kind of value does Wemby have? Let's just, no value. What about Jaren? Jaren's got some good value, but we're probably not going to move on from Jaren in Season 2. What about Keldon? I talked about possibly trading Keldon. He's got okay value, nothing out of the ordinary. It's fine. But that's going to do it for the offseason episode. Next one, we will go into Season 2 and see the debut of not only our new lineup, but our 2 new rookies. Julio Cruz, the #1 overall pick, the generational prospect, and then Jimmy Vega as well. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. If you did, leave it a like, subscribe to the channel, join the Juice Club. Thank you so much for stopping by and watching. I truly appreciate it, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.